So Piers Morgan has been regularly inviting these Muslim propagandists, dawagandists, influencers, whatever you want to call them, regularly on his show. But sometimes he gets bogged down into this conversation around Islam. And recently he said that Muslim women are oppressed. But there was a bit of a context. But again, you can't expect that from these Muslim influencers to be 100% honest about it. They took an out of context clip and then they started going after him. They said, let's boycott him, etc., because they don't like to hear a neutral perspective. Piers Morgan has been very fair in this entire debacle. He's been pushing back against the Zionist narrative that is anti-Palestinian, presenting the Palestinian case as honestly as he could. But at the same time, he's been pushing these Muslim dawagandists to condemn Hamas for a terrorist organization that it truly is. But they're not happy with it. They want Piers Morgan to be 100% on their side. They would not rest until Piers Morgan grows this beard and puts that skull cap on. So have a listen to this. Piers Morgan got in a conversation with this Hizb ut-Tahrir doctor who works for the NHS. And he got into this very interesting conversation. Have a listen to this.
Law means upholding family values, means looking after the poor.
Means no gays, no feminists, i.e. women who get above themselves,
that's your
right?
caricature.
I know what Sharia law wants.
Why do so many women become Muslim these days? Why do
Because they
so
want to
many
be
women in the
oppressed.
West?
Is that what you're going to tell me?
No. Why do so many
Because they want to be oppressed.
women in the world become Muslim these days?
Most of these women fall in love with Muslim men, and then Muslim men won't marry them unless they convert to Islam. But in reality, according to this Pew survey, more Muslims left Islam than non-Muslims converted to Islam in Europe. 160,000 more Muslims left Islam than non-Muslims converted to Islam. But they never tell you about it. They always say that Islam is the fastest growing religion. It is the fastest growing religion, but that's not due to conversion. That's not because white people are just getting mesmerized by the golden values of Islam that they are converting to Islam in droves. No, the net result is more in favor of ex-Muslims. And by the way, this survey was conducted in 2017, and that's across Europe. So 2010 to 2016, there was a net loss of Muslim population towards apostasy. But don't let the facts get in the way. So Piers Morgan was making an argument that Muslim women under Sharia are oppressed. And then instead of saying that no, Muslim women are not oppressed, he said, well, there are a lot of white women converting to Islam. So if your initial premise is that under Sharia law, women do get oppressed, and by the way, they do, what happens in Iran, what is happening in Afghanistan, we all know that. So are you saying that women are being mesmerized by Sharia in which they get oppressed? That's why they're converting to Islam? So that was a fair rhetorical comeback. But after that, Muslims started saying, let's boycott Piers Morgan. Roshan M. Saleh of 5 Pillars UK said, let's boycott Piers Morgan. And then his boyfriend, Dilly Hussain, said, no, I will go to his show. I will boycott his show by going there. Because, of course, why waste an opportunity to gain clout and increase your readership? So when he did finally confront him, this is how the conversation went.
And I know that in somewhere like Afghanistan, the women who are under Sharia law imposed by the Taliban are deeply oppressed. Would you agree with that?
What qualifications
Well,
do
hang
you
on.
even talk about?
Would you agree with that?
Do we need a law degree to say that capital punishment in Texas is inhumane and barbaric? No. What qualification does he have to say that Sharia law is not oppressive to women? He's not a theologian. Last I checked, he's not a mufti or an imam. What qualifications does he have on warfare and international diplomacy to have such strong views against Israel? These guys are so slimy and liars that they just blurt out their nonsense on mainstream media, and Piers Morgan allows it.
I think the answer should be the only qualifications you need to be able to condemn that and call that oppression is to be a decent human being. That is the qualification that you need.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you don't have that, sir.
Yeah, see, Piers Morgan, instead of tiptoeing, try to be politically correct, that's what you could have said. So this is why you should be inviting ex-Muslims to speak to these liars, clear liars. But look how he tries to gaslight him, because he knows that Piers Morgan is a mainstream journalist. He can only go so far. And even though when he didn't say all Muslim women are oppressed, he had to be really apologetic around it. And listen to this, how he actually explains it.
I'm going to repeat your point. If you require qualifications, any form of qualifications that this guy requires you to be able to say that women in Afghanistan are oppressed, then I hope he's going out and calling out all the protests that are out there in support of Palestine, in support of people in Gaza, because I don't know if he has went and checked their qualifications to be able to condemn any of that. I don't know if I'm sure he has the same standard. I'm sure this man is not a hypocrite and he would apply the same standard to those people.
I'm sure of that too. I'm sure of that too. He's a man of high character and integrity, and he never lies. Yeah, all the millions of people that have come out, they all have got PhDs in international diplomacy and everything. What a such clowns. But listen to this, how he gaslights Piers Morgan.
Okay. Under Sharia law imposed by the Taliban are deeply oppressed. Would you agree with that?
What qualifications
Well,
do
hang
you
on.
even talk about?
Would you agree with that?
What qualifications
Would you agree
do
with
you
that?
have? What
Well, hang on.
qualifications do you have?
Let's try and reach points of agreement. Do you agree that the way the Taliban treats women is oppression?
I'm going to answer your question.
Can you answer it?
I will answer you.
Well, answer it.
I want to know why.
Whenever they say, I'm going to answer your question, they're not going to answer.
They're
it.
not going
Don't answer supplementary.
I think in his mind, he's probably buying more time to weasel his way out of it, turn it around. And,
When he says, I'm going to answer your question, like, oh, shit, I need more time to think about this. That's what he's saying.
How do I spin this? How do I gaslight him? How do I attack him because he has a reputation to maintain? He doesn't want to look like an Islamophobe, even though he's making an absolutely genuine point, which us ex-Muslims have risked our necks for, and we don't get any platform by Piers Morgan.
Answer my question.
You said you know about Sharia law.
I've just asked you a specific question.
I just want to know what your credentials are.
I'm just
speak about this.
I'm just asking you about the situation in Afghanistan
There are
with the Taliban interpretation and implementation of Sharia law.
He's giving them a way out. He's saying that maybe Sharia law is not that, but Taliban's interpretation is like that. See, us ex-Muslims would have never said that because we would have quoted him the Quranic verse of Jilbab. We would have shown him instances where women were beaten up by Umar, etc. There's so much evidence. We would have shown that because we know that.
In my opinion, and the opinion of most people outside of Afghanistan.
Who's most people?
Well, I'm about to ask you whether you agree with it.
Most people.
Do you
By most people, let me say that, all non-Muslims, we all think that Sharia law is barbaric. Otherwise, they would be Muslims.
think the way women are treated in Afghanistan by the Taliban
There are aspects
is oppression or not?
There are aspects of misapplication of
No
Sharia
education?
law. There's a... Please, we're going down that road again, aren't we?
Well, you tell me.
I've just said to you, there are misapplication of Sharia law, not just in Afghanistan, across the breadth.
So is the Taliban misapplying it?
I'm asking you, what is your expertise to even comment on
Sorry,
this?
it's my show. I do the question.
But you invited...
I'm just asking you a question. You haven't answered it. Is the Taliban implementing Sharia law accurately or not?
Not entirely and comprehensively.
Okay, so we can agree that there is oppression of women.
There is most certainly aspects to reform and review in the education system of Afghanistan.
Would you say the way women are treated in Afghanistan right now by Taliban is oppressive?
I don't appreciate this line of questioning. Yes.
Of course you don't.
I don't.
Because you know why?
I'll tell you what.
It's like pulling teeth.
What a slimy bastard. What a slimy piece of shit this guy is.
Yeah. And by the way, I think Piers Morgan is about to say exactly why these people know that they can't condemn the Taliban. These two-faced, modern-looking, reformist-looking, human rights supporting-looking Muslims that don't have a turban or Taliban-looking beard. When we say that these people are actually in support of the most extreme version of Islam, because that is the true Islams, they are showing it. He's scared of condemning the Taliban. If you put the things that he said together, based on his own logic, he should be condemning the Taliban. But he's not going to say it because they sympathize with Hamas, with the Taliban, and even with ISIS and Al-Qaeda. These people know that their followers and their supporters support those groups as well, or else it would be so easy for them to come and condemn them. But they don't, because they know that the Muslim audience would not like that. This is just a front that they have for you. That tie and that suit and that goatee, these are the propaganda artists for the Taliban, for Hamas. They're all the same thing. They're all in the same group. Don't be fooled by that appearance. He's telling you that. He's showing you that. He's not willing to even condemn the Taliban.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not going to condemn the Taliban. He's not going to condemn Hamas. What more do you guys need? He's got him. He got him.
He got him here.
When you ask them straightforward, to the point question, he goes, I don't like this line of questioning. What the fuck do you want then?
But he's right. I completely get it. It's mask off for you. You're being exposed as a hypocrite. Of course you don't like this line of questioning because it's exposing you. It's showing everybody your true nature. I wouldn't like it either. If I was like an evil hypocrite like you and the world was there to see it, I wouldn't like that line of questioning as well.
You ask them, do you condemn Hamas? They don't answer. You ask them, do you condemn the Taliban, the way they're treating girls by not letting them even have primary education? I don't like the line of question.
Question, please.
Of course you don't.
I don't.
Because you know why?
I'll tell you why.
Do you know why?
And it is this.
Because someone will clip up
No,
you saying
no,
the Taliban are oppressing
it's
women, and
because
before you know it,
because
Dilly,
it is this
you will
type-
be trending worldwide.
It is this
Everyone will
type
go,
of-
wow, Dilly Hussain says Muslim women are oppressed.
It is this.
You see how
type of-
easy it is to mislead
It is this
people?
type of questioning what makes people think you are Islamophobic.
Yeah. This is why you want to boycott
You know
me,
that.
because you don't want me asking difficult questions.
It's got nothing to do with the geography.
You don't want me asking difficult
So
questions.
the reason why people are calling for your boycott is because you offended 1 billion Muslim women.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes, why is it trending?
Okay, as I've just said to you, I could
you
now,
actually stand by.
I could now clip up you criticizing the
Do it.
Taliban. Wait, criticizing the way Taliban treat women under Sharia law. I could clip just that bit of you stammering and looking awkward and conceding it's not right? And then before you know it, it becomes
What a smug. These clowns are so stupid. They actually think that they're winning the argument. He was stammering, stuttering. Even remember Muhammad Dab accused him of stuttering when he didn't stutter at all. I think there's a school.
He was stuttering himself.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, even if you go by that, there's certain elements that the Taliban are misapplying. Then it means girls and women are paying the price, i.e. they're getting oppressed. But no, I don't want to say that directly. I don't want to say that to Taliban because this guy is a Taliban. These guys are terror sympathizers. They're not friends of the West. So Piers Morgan, when you want to get in a debate with these kind of slimy bastards regarding Islam, and if you really want to be fair, if you really want to present both sides of the argument, then you need to invite ex-Muslims who actually know Islam. We can throw references after references from their own books in their faces and expose them for who they are. But we know Piers Morgan is not going to do it. Why? Because he still is a mainstream journalist and he doesn't want to be labeled an Islamophobe. As you can see how rattled he was with this women are oppressed BS propaganda against him. And that's the reason why they never give platform to ex-Muslims who are beaten, who are ostracized, who are killed in Muslim countries by Muslims. And nobody wants to give voice to these people. Think about it, Piers. By the way, guys, do check out my friend Armin Navabi of Atheist Republic. His YouTube channel, he makes wonderful videos that I'm 100% certain you're going to love them. If you'd like to support my work, you can become my patron by going to patreon.com/Sultan, or you can simply buy me a coffee.